Hello everybody, I had a question the other day on the YouTube site asking about why plates crack and warp on the bottoms, and I sent a message back where I thought it might be useful to show you how I do my plates. Just center it as normal, and then heel of your hand, spread it out. The secret, first of all, is to not go too thin at this point on the base. And one of the reasons why you get cracking on the base, there's a number of reasons, but one is that you don't compress it enough. You don't compress the base enough. I use a wooden rib. If you use a metal rib tends to scrape the surface away, whereas a wooden rib tends to press the clay down a little bit better. So it's only a small plate this, but the principle's the same for everything. So I compress it really well, the base. And see, I left it a bit thicker initially because that is going to lower the thickness of the base of the plate as it is. And that's all there is to it really at that point. Another couple of tips. I use my thumb here, I don't know if you can see it here. Press my thumb in and it raises the lip, and we're just pressing underneath at the bottom. Now if you throw a wide rim on the plate, it's very difficult to trim under here for cutting off. So what I do is I use a tool, find my wooden tool. Here we are. I raise the rim up vertical. I mean, that can be a little pie dish or a casserole dish or a flan dish or whatever, like that. But at this point I undercut it there, and that way your trimming is done already, so you can have as wide a lip as you want. Then supporting this part all the time, I just pull the rim over. Secret is to support the rim. You can put any kind of design, a gallery. You can have it flat if you want it flat. Just run your finger underneath, and use a rib to flatten it off. And that's all there is to it really. Make sure that you leather off the rim. Another thing to be aware of as well is that when it dries, the rim will raise, it'll lift up. So when it gets to about the cheese hard state, if it's raised up a little bit, just pop it back on the wheel and use a rib, any rib, and just press it down a little bit more, and you can get that sort of flatter rim. Okay, because I've undercut that that base there now, this should, he said, cut off easier. And when you're trimming off, always have your wheel moving. Okay. I used to use a bat. I don't bother anymore. We just lift them off like that, and it's done. You can see there that it's even across the base. There's no raises or no thinness occurred. That's been useful. I'm back to throwing my tea balls now. See you soon.